Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Daylight savings yesterday. Bruh. Camera. Wait. Uh. Wait, what is? I'm getting a new camera soon. I have the Elgato camera, which is supposed to be nice, but I've literally had nothing but problems with it. Like, I'm literally just about to go back to the normal, like, Logitech, like, cheap webcam. Okay. Alright, we're back. Camera setup. So much news. Yeah, they are. I mean, the only thing that I do like about this is like I could adjust it like a normal camera, and like control like exposure and like saturation, like the ISO, and like just you could control everything manually like a normal camera, and I do like that. Um, but like I don't know, I feel like you could get any like Logitech to look good. Put like a LUT over it. I have good lighting. Whatever. Anyways, simplified my audio setup at some cost. It's, you know, it doesn't sound perfect, but I don't have to deal with voice meter problems. Yeah, their software is horrible. Yeah. And I've managed to have all of my peripherals have no software dependency. Like they're independent, they don't need anything downloaded, and I like that. But I imagine it's not going to be perfect. But eventually I'm gonna switch to like I think a laptop full time, and then I'm gonna have a Windows PC that will be like the streaming PC, also the gaming PC, and then also the AI PC, I think. But yeah. Okay. Also, I'm I redid my website, and you could actually watch the stream. I embedded it on the website. It's not the best experience. You could go here and watch it with chat, but I do want to work on improving this because uh if you don't want to go to Twitch, that's like kind of heavy, or it's like, I don't know, there's just a lot going on Twitch. You could come here, and I think you could avoid ads if you watch an embedded stream. um yeah, I redesigned my website. I really like this. I'm actually going to switch Brady's brain to more match this aesthetic, and probably do like a uh pink color instead. But this is like my final form. This is like perfect. I love this. I love this aesthetic so much. So you can watch stream here if you want. Also, my hope is I think there's a bug though. It's like when you refresh, it like instantiates a bunch of them. That's I don't know JavaScript well. But I do also I get a lot of like stray view, like BradyBlaney.com actually gets like a reasonable amount of like random traffic, and my hope is that people will like just like come, and then I'll get like some random viewers or something or like people. So yeah, anyways, I'm actually getting hot already. All right, let me change, and then we'll get into the news. Okay. Oops. All right. There's actually so much news. Last night I just checked for like 2 seconds, and there's like I was like, dang, there's so many articles. Okay, let's start off. I always like to start with what I put in the title. And it was this one. It's not even a full story. It was a Bloomberg article. Dang it. Paywall didn't work. My paywall filters. Actually, I wonder if I could, I want to cover this story though because I feel like there's a Japan is like perceived to be like technologically advanced, but no offense to them, like they still like aren't, I guess. Like they're still behind in a lot of areas. Mainly I think they're like they use like fax still like actively like in the government and shit, like stuff like that, where it's like they just haven't ever upgraded their old tech from like it might have been high tech back then, but like now it's old. And I don't know, I thought this was interesting now because like now they're kind of forced to they don't have any people to do things, so they kind of like are going to be forced to upgrade stuff, but also they're they have an old population, and they don't allow a lot of foreigners to like come in like and like live and stuff. They get citizenship, so like they they need to do something about it, and it seems like robots is their solution, which is interesting. I think Tokyo is perceived as being advanced, rest of the country super low. Yeah, I don't know. I guess like I've always thought like Japan's like robots and like tech and like, you know, it's like even like young girls like, bro, like sick. But now it's kind of like, well, they're actually like kind of behind. Like, yeah, they may be good in like humanoid robots, but like everything else isn't. This is like confirmation bias or some shit. Like this research is horrible. Like, but yeah, this is in 2023. This is Al Jazeera, very neutral. Japan's economy is in many ways stuck in the past by country's futuristic image abroad. I mean, cashless payments are like that's whatever, I guess. But Japan, immortalized in Western imagination as futuristic society due to sci-fi classics such as Blade Runner and Akira, continues to be world leader in high-tech fields such as robotics. Okay, yeah, this is like for once confirming. Yeah, the world's third largest economy. In many ways, it's firmly stuck in the past. Many Japanese government services still are not still accessible online and rely on paper forms and visit local government offices. But I mean, to be fair, this is the United States too. Like the fucking California DMV. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff online, but like as soon as you actually need to like you have a real problem, they're like, yeah, come in or like send this paperwork into this office or, you know, mail this in. It's like, okay, come on. Fax machines are often used at workplaces instead of email, while physical seals known as Hanko are preferred over digital signatures. I didn't know that. Japan's digital agency, the governing body responsible for leading the country's digital transformation, is estimated that 1900 intergovernmental procedures rely on antiquated storage technology to CDs, medias, floppy disks. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess like maybe now I'm talking about more like I'm pretty sure like California's like unemployment was running on like Fortran, or you know like old like states in the United States. Like they're still pretty old too. Japan's service robots market projected to triple in 5 years. Faced with the aging population and labor shortages, Japanese businesses are increasingly relying on service robots to implement their workforce. Research from Fuji Kizai projects the country's service robot market to nearly triple to 2.7 billion. I guess tripling is a lot, but when you just say it's 2.7 billion dollars, that's like nothing. 400 billion yen. Potentially driving that growth, the Recruit Works Institute project that the country will face a labor shortfall of 11 million people by 2040, while government-backed institute estimates that nearly 40% of the population will be 65 or older by 2065. That's... Bro, then... These are like our generation. It's like people born in 2000. It's interesting. 2065 is so far from now, though. But you gotta start planning now, I guess. To illustrate how robots are filling the gap, Bloomberg points to the country's largest table service restaurant chain, Skylark, which uses around 3,000 cat-eared robots to bring food to tables. At one chain, at one of the chain's Tokyo restaurants, a 71-year-old Yasuko Tagawa estimated that... Wait, this seems like... Wait, is this like a... Tagawa? What's the, Tozawa? That's what I was thinking of. Tozawa, not Tagawa. Estimated that half her job now involves some form of robotic assistance. I mean, that's kind of neat, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's probably annoying. It's probably like dealing with a bunch of interns or like toddlers. At one point, Tagawa told a robot, "Thanks for your hard work. I'll be counting on you." Well, leave it to Japan to have like relationships with the robots, you know, like they're like, we always thank the robots. Yeah, this looks like a buffet. But these are in like Korean barbecue places here in Sac. But yeah, I thought this was interesting. Japan like is yeah, it's just an interesting culture, and like they're just running into very like different problems, I feel like, than a lot of like other westernified countries. If you even call Japan westernified, but I think they are. But all right. Something I actually didn't really look into or read into was the Bybit hack. I kind of just looked a little bit. It was like the use this for the title. Yeah, the largest crypto hack ever. And kind of the more I read about it, like the more they're just kind of like, it's just kind of a crazy hack, and like yeah, it's insane. And also, like, what the fuck is up with Sam Altman? Or no, not Sam Altman. Jesus Christ. Sam. Who's the, Sam Bankman-Fried? Fuck me. Yeah, bro, what's up with him doing an interview with, Tucker Carlson from prison? And then I guess he got in trouble for doing a literally podcast with Tucker Carlson while in prison, and so they sent him to solitary confinement. And he also shares he shares a cell block with Diddy. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what timeline are we on? Like, bro. Anyway, you got like, what? Can you like, do you have like computer access? Federal prison is like a joke. Okay. We're primed for crypto. There's been so many, like, crypto shit is just the Wild West still. It's honestly got even worse, I feel like, than like a few years ago. Like, because now you have like the president like doing the bad crypto stuff, and so it's kind of just like an, oh yeah, we could just get away with it and do it now because like, you know, we don't have the law coming after us. Okay. How the biggest crypto hack ever nearly destroyed the world's #2 exchange. It's crazy also that this is the world's #2 exchange, and I don't think I've ever heard of them. Bybit. Literally looks exactly like Binance. Can I even can I even go to the website? Bro, this is literally Binance. Like the same color exchange or color scheme too. No, they're their own. What is this? Sharia compliant? That's crazy. Bybit survived thanks to emergency loans from its peers, but question over crypto industry's security linger. Yeah, the crypto industry came face to face with its biggest adversary last month, and it wasn't onerous regulation, hyped coin launches, or even Sam Bankman-Fried. On February 21st, a ring of North Korean hackers pulled off the largest crypto heist ever, imperiling Bybit, the world's second largest crypto exchange. By late evening Singapore time, a group called Lazarus, and Lazarus is like notorious for other hacks, had absconded with $1.5 billion. Bybit is based in Dubai and operates out of Singapore. US customers aren't permitted to trade on the platform. Ah, okay. Like one of these like weird like loophole ones. Bro, it's crazy that like North Korea just literally they make their money from hacking shit. Like that's pretty much how they make their money. Because like how else they don't trade? They trade with China and like Russia, but it's like they don't really make much money from that. He has a hacker group made of an unknown number of individuals allegedly run by the government of North Korea. Well, not much is known about the group. Researchers attributed to many cyber attacks since 2010. Yeah. Wish they just had a okay, here we go. Operation Troy. The most COVID fraud was in North Korea. Yeah, that's funny. Lazarus Group first major hacking incident took place. Yeah, it's like yeah, bro, they fucking hate South Korea. Sony. Right. Yeah, the Sony hack, bro. This was crazy. Sony's been like hacked. Like, there's been like so many like PlayStation hacks. I swear. Like growing up, but like, wait, they were behind WannaCry. Yeah, bro. This is crazy. Like, Stake.com. And Stake.com is the people behind Kick.com. Yeah, bro, this is crazy. Okay, anyways. At the time when Trump administration is promoting cryptocurrency as critical U.S. industry, North Korea and buying fucking crypto reserves, which is crazy. North Korean hacking army has emerged as enemy number one. It's 26. It's also just insane that a country that has, like, they have zero leverage, they have nothing. Like, they should be the, like, there should be nothing, like, compared to the US, but, like, they just cause so much fucking ruckus and trouble, even though they have, like, no power. Like, they might have, like, they have their missile shit, but, like, they just do that just to, like, it's just all show. It's crazy that North Korea, like, is just, like, such a problem child, but they're such a small country, like, population-wise, everything, it's like, they don't produce anything. This is what they produce, but it's, like, just, they're good enough somehow, endangered enough, or the Western countries are just dumb enough to just, get all this shit to happen. It's, yeah. I don't know, it's crazy. Since 2016, North Korea has stolen more than $6 billion in cryptocurrency, according to Chain Analysis, a blockchain analytics company. The White House is preparing to host its first ever crypto summit with industry executives on Friday. Really? This came out the 6th. That was last Friday. I wonder how that went. Crypto players rushed in to bail out Bybit in the critical hours after the hack, averting an even bigger sell-off. Bitcoin tumbled below $80,000 the week after the hack, down from nearly $95,000, but the episode might prove just as damaging to crypto reputation as the collapse of Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX in 2022 or the 2014 hack of another offshore exchange, Mt. Gox, which this one was crazy. This is the first big one. But it's like, I guess it's like, it's crazy that this, like, all of this happens, like, literally the largest, like, fraudsters, Sam Bankman-Fried, in the, like, history, at least of the United States, I don't know, the world. We have, like, literally, like, $billion, like, heists, like, literally rug pulls, pump and dumps every week. The president did one himself. The first lady did one, like, and then people are like, yeah, no, this is our future. Like, I don't know, like, the crypto guys are really drinking some Kool-Aid lately. Or I guess it's more so like, now we don't need regulation. That's kind of that's more so the argument, I feel like. Like, yeah, no. Like, no, it's fine. Actually, how it is right now is perfect. When it comes to centralized exchanges, we've seen time and time again that there's a single point of failure, whether it's a bad actor, bad technology, or bad security. Yeah. Said David Wells, chief executive of crypto trading platform Enclave Markets. It shows there's still a lot of vulnerabilities in the system. Ben Zhu, Bybit's chief executive, knew something was wrong when his finance chief called him just before 11 p.m. He said that later during a podcast, when Zhao answered, CFO Yang Hui Tan was joined by the exchange's security team. Zhao had signed off on a routine transfer, moving about $80 million in the digital currency Ether from a cold wallet, a digital vault that the exchange only entered a few weeks ago, and into a wallet used for day-to-day activity. The cold wallet had been hacked. Zhou was confused. So the hackers stole $80 million? No, Ben. The next day, the entire wallet had been emptied. How much is that, Zhu asked? $1.5 billion. That's crazy. Unlike stock exchanges, which match trades but don't hold securities, many crypto exchanges store digital currencies for their customers. Bybit's missing $1.5 billion amounted to 7.5% of the exchange's assets before the hack. Okay, well, I mean, it's still like a drop in the bucket, considering. Definitely significant, but in roughly the same amount it makes in a year. Dang, okay. I guess if you say it like that, then yeah, it's a lot. Bybit hasn't had enough assets in its reserve to cover the losses, but it needs help in meeting the rush of customer withdrawals. Yeah, like a bank run. Zoo froze and started to sweat. He felt a little bit shaky, he said. He knew what would come next. Finance institutions of all stripes, Wall Street firms like Lehman Brothers, plucky regional lenders such as Silicon Valley Bank, and even 7-year-old crypto platforms are built on foundation of confidence, and once customers begin to lose faith, these firms can crumble with stunning speed. What about like a BitConnect? BitConnect. Yeah, this one, I guess this one is more like a scheme, not necessarily a heist, or is I guess, I don't know. Yeah, it was more of a Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme. Bro, like, yeah. Yeah. Within an hour of Zoo's call with his CFO, Bybit was flooded with 200,000 withdrawal requests from customers. At that rate, Zoo estimated the exchange would be out of money within 6 hours. Bybit had $3 billion of Tether in another crypto wallet that it couldn't immediately access at the time. Bro, like, it's so, like... it's so, like... Looking at this just seems crazy. Like, it's just like, oh, we have like all these wallets with like different, like on different exchanges that are holding different crypto to like, you know, it's all kind of crazy. Like Tether, which Tether in itself is like, I mean, we talked about the stable coins the other day, but like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not going to say they're a scam, but like they're just kind of printing money. And also everyone wants to, launch a stable coin now. Yeah, this is what I saw. Like all these more traditional financial institutions like Stripe, Revolut. I don't know. Revolut's like, I don't know who Revolut is. But they want to watch stable coins because Tether is literally just like making so much money. Even though I don't understand how it actually works, and they should probably be treated like a bank. And so it's like, they're just like, fuck, we need to get in on this. Bank of America and Stripe target market for payments and cryptocurrency, some of the world's largest banks. Yeah, it's crazy. Zoo called Helena Liu, his chief operating officer, and told her to activate the company's crisis plan. He posted a message on a social media platform to X to reassure those users that Bybit remains solvent. Just after 1 a.m., just 3 hours after the hack, he appeared in a black t-shirt on a live stream to tell 40,000 viewers what happened. Wow. In exchange for loans in Ether, Bybit offered other crypto firms as collateral both Bitcoin, the biggest cryptocurrency, and Tether, a currency pegged to the US dollar. Dang. I wonder how much money, though. Grace Chen, chief executive of a rival exchange, Bybit, was about to speak. How many exchanges are there? That's crazy. And like, I guess it's like a stock exchange, or, you know, like a stockbroker. I was like, is there really enough room in the market for like this many exchanges? Like, I guess it's no different than like stock exchanges. Was about to speak at Boston conference when she learned about the hack. This is a disaster to the industry, she thought. BitGet agreed to lend Bybit 40,000 Ether worth about $100 million. Bro, that's like nothing. The loan was interest-free and didn't require Bybit to post collateral. Wow. I guess she's just like looking out for the industry. Which realistically, yeah, they should, because they should be doing everything they can to gain more trust from people who like don't use crypto. And like, no offense, like this is what people are seeing and reading. Like there's really not much like good besides the people like making money from rug pulls. Like all the good stuff is like with like blockchain. Like blockchain's like the interesting part. Crypto's just like a side effect of blockchain, I feel like, or something. Ant Alpha, another crypto investment firm, also stepped in by lending Bitcoin. The exchange could convert into Ether to help meet customer withdrawals, according to people familiar with the matter. Together, Ant Alpha and BitGet helped plug most of Bybit's funding gap, Hale said. I did worry about the industry because the FTX collapse put the whole industry in a bear market for a long time. Yeah, I see. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy that like they keep saying stuff like this, but then like they somehow get like they have like lax security. What did that guy say? It's either bad actor, bad technology, bad security. Like, yeah, bad actors are always gonna be there though. I guess it's like, do they actually like do they need to care about this even though? Like is there already enough of a market where like they don't really care too much about like the trust because like the people who like use it are like they make enough money off of it or something? I don't know. uh Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz crypto firm. Who's this guy? Fortress Investment Group CEO. I've never heard of this guy. Wow. This was 2 days ago. Yeah, the crypto reserve. I mean, like obviously he's gonna be a Trump dick sucker. No offense, but allowing banks participate will greatly increase institutional adoption. Hearing the Secretary of Treasury talk about importance of USD stablecoins and keeping the dollar the world's reserve currency tells me team that gets it. Why has the price of crypto been heavy in 25 to start? We had a frenzy of Q4, peaked another crypto ball, lots of got priced in. All the exchanges. We haven't gotten a new killer app on Web3 that's taken hold. I don't know. I've never heard of any killer. I've never heard of any app on Web3 in general that's like that's like made it past the crypto sphere into like even my tech space. Like no one ever talks about Web3 or anything. I'm shitting on crypto a lot, but I don't know. I think right now it kind of deserves it. Like they have no idea what the fuck is going on. Like they've been waiting for this moment. Like all the crypto bros have been waiting for this moment. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars to get all these pro crypto people in office, and then they have the largest crypto hack ever. They have the president, first lady pump and dump rug pull. They have pump.fun, whatever the fuck, like taking off with all these, scams essentially. Like the worst of the things are happening right now when the best of the things should be happening for them with who they, kind of wanted to get in office and who they have. Now, I'm sure it'll take some time, but like all these shitty things are happening at like the worst time for crypto. I don't know, because like this is so I hate saying the word blockchain. Like I honestly hate it so much. I need to like beep. I need like a bleep button where I can like bleep out like blockchain or something. But I do believe in the technology of that, and like, but like it's just like we're never gonna get to like mainstream adoption if we can't get past this whatever the fuck is going on. Crypto deserves to be shit on. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Okay. North Korean hack blockchain. North Korean had hacked into Safe Wallet, the company entrusted to secure Bybit's Ether transactions. Oh my gosh, they got in through the wallet. That's crazy. But like, bro, they're hella smart. This, bro, your wallet's not safe anymore, bro. What the fuck? Company trusted the scare Bybit's Ether transactions, but the breach might have been prevented had Bybit simply verified this transaction on a second device. Boy, the company entrusted to secure Bybit's Ether transactions, but the breach might have been prevented had the Bybit simply verified this transaction on a second device. Bro, that's insane. Said Dan Guido, chief... Bro, what a last name. Chief executive with Trail of Bit's a cybersecurity company. Bybit's reliance on blind signing transactions without verifying them is what did them in. See, like, this seems preventable. It literally seems preventable. They got lax, they got lazy or something, and then they just, yeah, it's like, most of these firms have hyper focus on smart contract security and blockchain security, but they've forgotten the basics of operational security. Dang. Among centralized exchanges, Bybit's market share had dropped to around 8% from more than 12% before the hack. Dang. Lost 4% market share. In total, Bybit borrowed about 280 million in Ether. This is nothing, actually. What the heck? Like, I thought they'd have to get like billions of dollars. Which helped meet the $350,000 withdrawal request that flooded in over the next 10 hours. To fill the gap of lost funds, it also used other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Tether from its reserve to buy Ether. This must be like the backing of a lot of stuff. They use like Ethereum for everything. Bybit covered the whole of lost Ether within 3 days, according to Zhao, who said he slept for 9 hours during the period. Yeah, bro, that's crazy. Yeah, bro, because he's probably sweating thinking about all the other crypto, hack people who are in prison right now for, like, other shit. At one point, Bybit's clients' assets dropped to $10 billion, Zhu said. But since then, customers have returned to the exchange, whose assets had risen to $14 billion 3 days after the attack, Zhu said. Still, some customers appeared to have lost confidence in Bybit. I would, like, bro, why would you come back to this place? Especially considering now that it's, like, potentially a human, like, complacency error. Like, they got complacent. Like, that, I would be like, bro, like, what? No, I'm not coming back. I'm not giving you my money again. Still, some customers appear to have lost confidence in Bybit. Among centralized exchanges, Bybit's market share dropped to around 8% from more than 12% before the hack, according to crypto data provider Kaiko. Dang. Yeah, this is crazy. It's crazy. Unfortunately, though, it's like they kind of just stole. I don't know, it seemed like the damage wasn't as bad as like they made it seem to be. Like the Bybit lost a lot of money, but the customers are like fine, I guess. Yeah. But dang, that's crazy. Crypto's just in a crazy time right now. Crazy shit. Yeah, bro, AI powered insurance, dude, like as soon as they introduce that shit, bro, I'm out of the insurance. I'm not using them. It's like already the tracking shit where it's like, oh, like we'll give you a discount if we could track you. Like, no. Nirvana, an AI-based insurance platform that uses real-time driving telematics to build and manage insurance policies for truckers. I'm good. I feel like though, like it's such a shitty thing because like I'm sure there's for the people who like are actually good drivers and like follow the rules and shit. I'm sure they benefit, but you have to sacrifice like other other things to like benefits. Like you sacrifice your privacy, but also like you're human. Like yeah, if you make a a mistake or something, it's like now what, your insurance is just fucked. I think though, I mean, insurance is just like insane in general, but um, theoretically, if insurance does care about its customers, you could use AI to do a lot of the like more like administrative stuff that is like the most, you know, the highest cost is like the human cost in insurance. Is like, you know, cases and like figuring out all that shit, like if people are actually being truthful, like that's the expensive part. And I feel like AI could actually like lower that cost a lot, which I would love to then see in lower premiums, because like, you know, but I doubt that would happen. Okay. Yeah, I want to look at this story here. And I do want to look at a China story. There's been a lot of interesting like stuff coming out of China, like not really necessarily good or bad, but just like I feel like now that there's more of a spotlight on like the competition between China and the US, there's just more stories arising. A part of that. Whoops, that's what we just looked at. What was the China one? Oh yeah, no, I actually want to look at this one too. This one will be kind of quick. Where's this one? Sometimes I need to click on these stories. I like think they're a big story, and then this is it. Chinese consumer prices fell last month for the first time in over a year, indicating that households remain cautious about spending amid the country's economic malaise. Actually, I feel like I'm just interested in learning more about like China now that they're like in more fierce competition with the United States. I feel like that's more not necessarily that the stories are interesting. I'm interested in learning. Optimism over China's tech sector has brightened investor sentiment, but the new data underscore the deepening deflationary pressures on the country as Beijing navigates the escalating trade wars with the U.S. tries to juice domestic consumption. The country's annual parliament session last week, leaders vowed to increase spending to address the heavy, arduous task of creating jobs and set the lowest inflation target in more than 2 decades. Signaling Beijing is aware of the challenge it faces. This is it. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a nice data set. Okay, close that. This was inevitable. Sarah Silverman. That author sounds familiar. Is that her? It's that Sarah Silverman. Oh. Okay. This story is actually way deeper. Data set. Yeah, I see. Yeah, kind of comparing the two. Yeah, agreed. I feel like this story is going to Meta, Meta when training their llama AI models, they essentially pirated like terabytes of books from like zlib and shit. I don't even want to show it on stream because I'm afraid I'll go to Wikipedia. No, this is not the compression library. It's the Z library. Here we go. They essentially pirated books from Z library. Like it was like 80 terabytes. I don't know if I cover this on stream. Yeah, 82 terabytes of books to train its llama models. And like they had the employees do it on like Meta's like internet, and like some of the employees were like, I'm just not sure if like I'm comfortable like pirating this stuff on. Oh yes, Yes, this is it. Okay, let's just read this. This is, yes, this is it. Okay. Federal judge is allowing an AI-related copyright lawsuit against Meta to move forward, although he dismissed part of the suit. In Cadre vs. Meta, authors including Richard Cadre, Sarah Silverman, and Ta-Nehisi Coates, I did cover some true. Okay, good. Have alleged that Meta. So okay, then we'll just read this real quick. Follow up. This was March 8th. This was Saturday. This came out. Have alleged that Meta's violated their intellectual property rights by using their books to train its Llama AI models, and that the company removed the copyright information from their books to hide the alleged infringement. That's crazy, actually. That's insane. Meanwhile, Meta, has claimed that its training qualifies as fair use. Bro, corporations and their bullshit fair use things are insane. Like, I don't get like how they could say it's fair use when it's just like the tables are just so uneven. It's just so uneven. There's like this other YouTuber, Alan Pan, who makes cool maker videos. Where is this? Yes, this. Literally, CNN just ripped his video that he made that had 12 million views. Like, clearly he made a really cool and good video. And CNN just ripped it and then re-uploaded it with with like different audio, and then just like, you know, like their little like basic like dun 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 like elevator type of music and just some like text boxes, and they're like, yeah, it's fair use. And I'll be like, bullshit, it's fair use, bro. Like, there should be some, you know, stakes in like someone who is a multi-billion-dollar corporation taking from like a lonely YouTuber, you know, not like to diminish the YouTuber, you know, being a creator or whatever, but it's like, come on, like, that's fair use. Like, any other situation, the corporation, you know, would be like paying you or something.
To Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, every single official CNN account. Did they ask for permission? No. Did they link to me? No. The only link goes to CNN.com, the digital equivalent of doing a diarrhea in an empty can of beans. Now, normally I wouldn't care.
You bought CNN.legal.
CNN made last year? $2 billion.
Exactly, bro.
How much money I made last year? Not that much. Look at this chart I made. I don't even get a single pixel here. So I shared my concerns online, and people brought to my attention that the news is protected by fair use.
Yeah, bro, no.
CNN and any other news network can use whatever content they need to keep people informed. Which I guess makes sense, because it's not like a random person on the internet can just become a news network. All I need to be...
Yeah, anyways. Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. That's crazy. So it's crazy that they would claim fair use here. They argued the case should be dismissed because the authors lack standing to sue. In court last month, U.S. District Judge Vince... Bro, is this a typo or does his name has two H's like that? Chahabria seemed to indicate that he was against dismissal, but he criticized what he saw as over-the-top rhetoric from the author's legal team. What was the over-the-top rhetoric? And in Friday's ruling, I can't even say this. Chabria wrote that the allegations of copyright infringement is obviously a concrete injury sufficient for standing. Okay. Like, bro, this is like only judges and lawyers talk like this. And the authors have also adequately alleged that Meta intentionally removed copyright management information to conceal copyright infringement. Taken together, these allegations raise a reasonable, if not particularly strong, inference that Meta removed CMI to prevent Llama from outputting CMI and thus revealing it was trained on copyright material. That's crazy. That's like, The fact that they did this though, like, proves that they were, one, aware, and two, that they didn't want people to know. I feel like that in itself is like, says a lot. The judge did, however, dismiss the author's claim related to the California Comprehensive Computer Data Access and Fraud Act, Jesus, because they did not allege that Meta accessed their computers or servers, only their data in the form of their books. I assume that's like related to this. When was this written? February 7th. The lawsuit had already provided a few glimpses into how Meta approached copyright, with court filings from the plaintiff claiming that Mark Zuckerberg gave the Llama team permission to train the models using copyright works, and that other Meta team's members discussed the use of legal questionable content for AI training. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. It's interesting that they're also calling out Mark Zuckerberg specifically, because I think, one, yeah, I mean, it's like, it ultimately, it like, he is the one who probably did this, you know, or like gave them permission. I guess this is probably confirmed. Yeah. But it's just the typical corporations. They have so much money. Like, this is just, it doesn't even matter. It's like, yeah, I'm sure they'll settle. They'll probably counter a bit, but like, ultimately, it's like, they just want to like ask for, you know, forgiveness rather than permission, which is like, you know, that's fine. I respect that, because like, you know, I definitely think there's some rule bending that, you know, needs to be done in some cases, but like they could have just like bought like just licensed this though, and like it probably would have been cheaper than like all the lawyer fees and shit. Like, I don't know. The courts are weighing a number of AI copyright lawsuits at the moment, including New York Times lawsuit against OpenAI, and I think Dow Jones, which is like Wall Street Journal owner, and Market Watch. I feel like they sued, but maybe they already settled. But yeah, anyway, this is crazy. Crazy. Wild times. But I'm just fucking speed running, jumping around. Cheaper to pay up a judge, like literally. Okay. Hugging Face has legal fees are already allocated, actually. It's just like, all their regulation breaking is just like part of the budget. They know they're gonna do it. Okay, Hugging Face. Hugging Face has actually been a pretty important like cool website technology. Been a pretty important website for the AI space. It's kind of where like everyone hosts or like shares their like weights and like models and everything for AI. Like, this is where you could go and like actually like download them, and they also like offer some other stuff. Like, you like build, you can do like AI apps. You could like, they have like computing. They also recently released an AI agent framework called Small Agents, which is pretty good. But so I guess like they definitely have shown their authority, and like, you know, they know what they're doing. And I've been kind of just browsing and paying attention to them more, because I think that they do have an important role kind of in this AI space. But to stop doom scrolling, I was just like reading these popular ones. Okay. Hugging Face's chief science officer worries AI is becoming yes men on servers. Yeah. I feel like though this is just like another word for like an assistant or something, you know? It's like, Okay. AI company founders have a reputation for making bold claims about the technology's potential to reshape fields, particularly the sciences. But Thomas Wolfe, Hugging Face's co-founder and chief science officer, has more measured take. In an essay published on X Thursday, Wolfe said that he feared AI becoming yes men on servers, absent a breakthrough in AI research. He elaborated that current AI development paradigms won't yield AI capable outside the box creative problem solving, the kind of problem solving that wins Nobel Prizes. Is this I was reading, there was like a, not here anymore. It's like a it's called like a bear case for AI. No, this wasn't it. Yeah, this is it. Is this the same guy? Thane Ruthenus? No, okay, it's different. Also, there here we go. At some point, probably in the 2030s, possibly tomorrow, but likely not tomorrow, someone will figure out a different approach to AI, maybe a slight tweak to the LLM architecture, maybe a completely novel neurosymbolic approach, maybe it will happen in a major AGI lab, maybe in some new startup. By default, everyone will die in less than 1 year after that. I was like, bro, come on. That was funny, though. And this, I think, is actually a pretty like this could be a likely scenario too. I expect by 2030s, LLMs will be heavily integrated in the economy and software, and will serve as a very useful tools that found their niches. But just that, tools, perhaps some narrow jobs that will greatly transform in or annihilated by being folded into the job of an LLM nanny. But there will not be AGI or broad scope agents arising from current paradigm, nor autonomous 10x engineers. I do think, though, like at our current rate, I think like the next like 2 years will be more telling. If we don't make much progress in the next few years, then I don't think we're gonna like have the like AGI by 2030s kind of argument. I think the next few years will be telling at like what rate we're actually able to like increase it at whatever it's kind of doing. But the 2030s do have a lot of insane projects that are being finished that could help propel it though too. Like we are getting a lot of like nuclear reactor shit. Data centers are going to be like finished building by then, so we're going to have a lot more compute power, like or compute that people can use, because that like we're low on compute. So I'm sure Nvidia will keep improving, although be it like pretty marginally. But yeah, anyways, this is interesting. I just kind of skimmed it, but it's like a lot here, but it's interesting. I just thought that last one was really funny. Okay. The main mistake people usually make is thinking people like Newton or Einstein were just scaled up good students, that a genius comes to life when you linearly extrapolate a top 10% student. To create an Einstein in a data center, we don't just need a system that knows all the answers, but rather one that can ask questions nobody else has thought of or dared to ask. Yeah, but I actually think more abstractly thinking, one of the human's greatest strengths is like our ability to generalize. And I think that's like, once we could replicate that, then I think it kind of opens up some more things. Like, you could like, just because of our like other knowledge, you could make a pretty good like deduction. No, I guess not deducing. You could make a pretty good guess. Like you could generalize at like something, especially if it's in your domain, like a domain of knowledge that you have more experience in. I'm trying to think of an example, but it's kind of actually hard. I guess like it's even kind of like a programming language. That's like, I don't know, it's like the best way I could think of. Or I guess just a programming language where it's like, if you know syntactically, you know behind the scenes kind of how things work, generally you could probably have an idea about how some other thing worked, within that field. I feel like that's the human strength that AI just can't really do. Like, it's too like focused in its thinking, and it needs to like have a bit more like softer idea of like what it's trying to do. Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's like the human strength. Yeah, that's our evolutionary trait. Yeah, that and pattern matching, which it could AI pattern matches really well. That is one thing. But yeah, so yeah, I guess if we could replicate that, then yeah, we're dying in less than 1 year. Let's be real. If we could, I mean, like, the self improving is like we're recreating evolution. Like self improvement is like evolution. Thinking about it like that's kind of scary, like, actually. Because like, yeah, it could self improve in the wrong way. I wonder if that's actually gonna be, if like that will actually be a problem. Like, that would be insane if like we are like fucking overtaken by robots. Like, on the first day, a man created AI in the image of himself. In day 2, that fucker was dead. Yeah, like. Oh, jeez, yeah. But I guess here, theoretically, they think we're not on the right path. Let's keep reading. The main mistake people usually make in thinking people like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah. But rather one that can ask questions nobody else has thought of or dared to ask. Also, I think, though, one thing that I've been thinking about for like real life use cases or things I want to use, like, for example, like, imagine like train of thought, like, style speed, like I'm speaking and I have like an AI listening, like, always, and then it kind of like starts when like it decides that it needs to, kind of just like this more like background thinking. I feel like that once we kind of get that, then it could really take off, because you could kind of have it be ambient until it needs to step in. And I think that's kind of like a problem right like now I could see, where it's like it has to be like triggered by like an event or like something. It has to be like a click a button. Like, it can't just be like it can't just like detect something and like start. It has to be like a specific event or something. And I think once it's kind of like more ambient, then it could actually really like do things for you automatically without like you having to go and like tell it to do something or being physically triggered. That, I feel like, then it opens up so many more opportunities. Because that, like, all the things that I've kind of wanted to do, like, I really want some stuff with Stream where like I want to like auto, like, just like auto do things based off of things I say, but like I'd have to like do it like afterwards, or I'd have to like trigger it myself. Some altruism coded in there to pick up when it needs to assist. Yeah, I think you definitely have to put in like rules of what to do, but like you could tell it in like natural language, like, hey, like, when you think, like, this is blah blah blah, like, then you could do this, and then it could just like internalize that, and like it would know what that means, or it'd have like other tools at its access. But yeah, I guess I do see it very limited with like the like it. And this is kind of what triggered it, is like asking the questions nobody else has thought of. But it's like the humans have to prompt it and get that out of it right now. It can't just like think. It's not just like thinking on its own. It's like the humans have to tell it to ask the questions that nobody else has thought of or dared, I guess. You know, like, it can, but like, it still takes a human to, in like, you know, in the loop. I guess that's kind of the terminology. It's like, it takes a human still. Okay, let's just keep reading. I don't know. And that's also goes like, I imagine it more so just like data like like watching like data feeds, or in the AI watching like data feeds. So like imagine like Home Assistant style stuff, like, yeah, like imagine all local. So like just the privacy thing, we don't have to care about the privacy argument. It's all local AI, like just running your local servers, whatever, like no corporations getting like it just like, I imagine like watching like data feeds to like see things and like trends and in like which could also be triggers too, but like it's still ambient in the background. So like your like anything a Home Assistant can do, like watching the weather to trigger things, but like it has more like nuances. It could understand the nuances still. So like I don't know an example, but like your thermostat, you know, it's like it could trigger something based on a thermostat, but like it might, you know, it could reason more than just like a number hits this, so this happens. It could be like, okay, well, like it hit this number, but did like, you know, should I, like, based off of this other information, and it could like reason like that, but it could do it automatically in the background. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, knowing what you need to order for groceries. Yeah, actually, shit like that, where it's like it could just like have some feed or some way to tell that like you have this, and then it also maybe has like, you know, some news, so it knows that eggs are, you know, whatever the fuck is happening with eggs, bird flu, and so it's like, you know, could like kind of do stuff. Yeah, personal nutritionist, that's a great example too. But it has some sort of like ambience to it, so it just kind of like, in like ambience in context, that's the word, not, I guess nuance is good, but like some context, and so it could use all this information to like reason. Like you could probably make that now, but I don't know how, like it would still have to be based off of like triggers and events, just because like it can't. Yeah, like it would have to know when to wake up in a way. It also probably costs so much money, like it actually, like just the compute even like running it on a local server, like it'd be like playing a game like a 5090, like full blast 24/7. But okay. Yeah, the problem solving things. Yeah, ask questions nobody thought of or dared to ask. Wolf's assertions stand in contrast to those from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, who in an essay earlier this year said that super intelligent AI could massively accelerate scientific discovery. Similarly, Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei has predicted AI could help formulate cures for most types of cancer. Dario Amodei has been the most accurate, I think, in his predictions, because like he's definitely a little more like pragmatic about things, where Sam Altman's like definitely like hype man. He's the prime hype man. But yeah, I do think though, like AI is good at recognizing patterns and synthesizing data, which is that's like a lot of research. Like it's definitely helpful there. Wolf's problem with AI today, and where he thinks the technology is headed, is that it doesn't generate any new knowledge by connecting previously unrelated facts. Okay, yeah, generalizing. Even with the most of the internet at its disposal, AI, as we currently understand it, mostly fills in gaps between what humans already know. Yeah. That's still valuable, though, I guess. Like, yeah. But, you know, it's like, it's everything humans already know, but, like, in a centralized area, I guess. Some AI experts, including ex-Google engineer Francois Collett, have expressed similar views, arguing that while AI might be capable of memorizing reasoning patterns, it's unlikely it can generate new reasoning based on novel situations. Yeah, I think, yeah, I probably agree with that too. Like, Because, like, yeah, at the end of the day, like, we programmed it for, like, you know, we programmed it, I guess. So it's like, yeah. Wolf thinks that AI labs are building what are essentially very obedient students, not scientific revolutionaries in any sense of the phrase. AI today isn't incentivized to question and propose ideas that potentially go against training data, he said, limiting it to answering known questions. This is interesting, though, because we could program it to not do this, I feel like. Because it's not incentivized to question. Yeah. I do think, though, like Claude, definitely you get a little bit of pushback, like, you know, like I definitely feel a little, but I feel like that's more so it's like the personality they kind of program in versus like actually like thinking and like pushing back like that. To create an Einstein in the data center, we don't just need a system that knows all the answers, but rather one that can ask questions nobody else has thought of or dared to ask. Did we already read that? To create an Einstein in a data center, we don't need. Okay, what, they repeat that quote twice? One that writes, "What if everyone is wrong about this when all the textbooks, experts, and common knowledge suggest otherwise?" AI is actually set up to be the perfect person to do this because they have all this knowledge. AI instructors now, that would be a trip. Yeah, like AI professors. Yeah, no. That would be insane. Like, how would they change? How would they change like a college classroom or like a auditorium type of classroom? Like, it'd be weird you just like show up and just like no one, like it's just like an AI like coming from the speakers. It's like, okay, class, quiet down. It's like, bro, you're fucking AI, shut up. They have like cameras that like count. They have like facial recognition to make sure everyone shows up to class. One-on-one subscription based. Yeah, that's more likely if we're being honest. It's like, bro, college degree, but it's just like one-on-one, just like an AI teaching you. You just have to like pass all the questions with the AI, but you get a college degree. It's like $100 a month. You could take as long as you need to get it, but like you just have to keep paying. So it would be cheaper if you did it in the same time as normal college degree, but most likely people don't. You would pay for it. I mean, I would too, because like we understand, like, you know, we get the value, but I guess if it's like a college replacement, that'd be crazy. Like some, like, you know, like rich kids' parents are like, yeah, okay, fine, we'll just give you the subscription, and then they just like yeah, if it was an answer, yeah, no, totally. I mean, like, arguably that's already what ChatGPT and like all these things are, kind of. It has all the knowledge to teach you all the things you need probably for a degree. It has all of Wikipedia knowledge, and like that's all you ever need. Let's be real. I just need Wikipedia. I just need the Wikipedia chip fucking in one of my 3 slots, and then, you know, like that's all I need. I'm good. Wikipedia, maybe like a YouTube one. And then like I'll leave the 3rd one open for a wild card, you know, if I need it at the time. Yeah, IG thinking more just pondering with you as a student and responding to your questions in an abstract way, like a good professor does. Yeah. Yeah. Like a good professor does. But I don't know. I still feel like it's like pretty good. Like especially if you take time to like I took some time like the other week and like had it like set up like a personal like prompt that kind of responds in ways that I prefer and want because it knows how I like to do things. And I spent some time just like having it ask questions and like kind of going back and forth. And so like now like I just kind of put this like style or this prompt on and it kind of responds in ways that like I'm like I need like a plan, and so like if I want to do something it responds in like with like a plan now, so that I could like I could actually like implement and do. And I imagine you could probably like I do want to make one that's a learning one. I just haven't spent the time to do it yet because like the basics are fine. But I imagine like a learning one, if you spend time and like understanding like your preferences and then kind of like some meta shit with like how how you want the AI to answer and things like that, like I feel like you can get it pretty close to what you want. Might do that today actually. Benefits college is the opposite of that though. You remove bias and think differently based on how your instructor or peers discuss. That I feel like that is one benefit. I think personally the biggest benefit I see is that you have someone you could go and then ask like dumb questions to, and then they'll help you think about it. Like, you know, they'll answer it and you could then help you think about it more. Yeah, and I think that what you're describing is also like it's a benefit too. I've really never thought about that actually. But also like my college experience, where I went to college for a short time was like it wasn't like that. So, but mine's not the usual. More general in terms, more than going for a particular thing. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. Humanities versus STEM. Yeah, no, like liberal arts type. Agree, and that is valuable, and I agree, like having, because it's critical thinking. I feel like that's ultimately what it comes down to. Like that's kind of what liberal arts is, even though it's kind of shit on. Like it is really just critical thinking, which is very valuable. And yeah, having your like discussions like that do help you stand out. So yeah, and actually I'm just like thinking about this more. Like I feel like with AI, we kind of mistake its predictiveness. Like all it's doing is predicting what is likely to come. I think we do mistake that for things like critical thinking or like other things, when in reality, like, yeah, it is just like this was the most likely answer that it should be spitting out, and like that is ultimately why it did the thing. Yeah, I don't know. The AI ethics and shit is kind of interesting. I don't even know if this is like AI ethics, but I guess just questioning like how, like more so like strategies of like thinking. It's a facade or critical thinking. Yeah, yeah. It's a facade of critical. Yeah, exactly. That put my words nicely. Because like behind the scene, like it's a facade, I think, for many things. But if we think about it, that's what humans kind of do too. Like we just do that like very like efficiently and well. Like we just like I'm predicting, I know what to say next based off of my previous knowledge because I understand like, you know, the English language, and so it's like kind of we're kind of doing that too. But no, we humans are smart. We could think independently. Or can we? Philosophy class would be AI would be cool. Yeah. I honestly think that I think it's also part of like learning like yourself, your own brain and your own patterns. Like I've been thinking about that a lot lately, especially like not having a job. Like I'm really seeing like my past tendencies that were like like, you know, like my work is now self-directed versus before, like I was pretty much just told what to do, like at work. Would love to discuss the vision. Yeah. I was kind of just told what to do, and so now it's more like self-directed, but like really I'm just like, it's more of like a mental shift. And like I was actually chatting with Claude about this, and that's how I actually like kind of discovered where it's like, yeah, it's just kind of like I'm using AI to kind of help learn my own patterns and like, you know, my own like brain and like mental like fog and shit, like, and so it's kind of interesting that it's kind of like it can help you figure out the same things that you want, like we want to have an AI. I don't know. Yeah. This is also a very good picture now that I'm thinking about it. It's like a robot, you know, doing the thinking. Okay, let's finish this article. Wolf thinks that the evaluation crisis in AI is partly to blame for this instant changing state of affairs. Yes! I feel like we've talked about this on stream before too. Self-reflection with AI is kind of cool, to be honest. It's, yeah, as like a coach, I feel like, yeah. I feel like it's, sometimes like taking something that you think or like you have a pattern or like a habit of doing, whether it's good or bad, and then having it told back to you in like an analogy or in like different words allows you to kind of like reflect more on like your own version of that, because like you have a way that you think about it in your head, but then the AI tells you like a different way to think about it, and it kind of just like, I don't know, it kind of helped me like look at myself in a more objective way, I guess. Not saying that it necessarily like changed things, because I feel like changing things is still different, but at least you're aware of them. But it could probably help you make a plan to change the thing, because it has, you know, good knowledge. But yeah, it was I think it's a good use case for it. Eventually therapy, I think it would be a good use case for. I think it's more so like a coach right now. You know, like I could tell it some things, and then it could kind of help bring it like give you like, you know, an objective view on it or something. But I don't know if it's like a therapist now. I'm sure you could make it one, but I also just wouldn't trust like telling that kind of data with to like a tech company, I guess. That'd be a local AI one. Okay, yeah, then let's see, evaluation crisis. Yeah, and this is actually why I kind of like Anthropic and Claude, is because they are benchmarking for real life like use cases. Like they talk to their customers and be like, hey, like what would be this thing? Or like they have tests for the AI to complete that are real life like tasks that their customers have, and that's how they benchmark it, not some benchmark that some other tech company, you know, created to like sell something, you know, like it's like, you know, they're kind of benchmarking just like for a dick showing contest, and not really like a, you know, actual practical use. Not totally therapist is too far, but catalyst to make your own connections on self-reflection is cool. Totally. Yeah, I agree. Agreed. Okay, Wolf thinks the evaluation crisis in AI is partly to blame. Requires critical thinking though. Exactly. True. Yeah, evaluation crisis in AI is partly to blame for his disenchanting state of affairs. He points to benchmarks commonly used that measure AI system improvements, most of which consist of questions that have clear, obvious, and closed-ended answers. But also, they're just benchmarks, you know. They're arbitrary when comparing to like real life use cases. For the most part. As a solution, Wolf proposes that the AI industry move to a measure of knowledge and reasoning that's able to elucidate whether AI can take bold, counterfactual approaches, make general proposals based on tiny hints, The general purpose of tiny hints and ask non-obvious questions that lead to new research paths. Yeah. Essentially making new like neural connections, but in the data center. But as represented by a vector. The trick will be figuring out what this measure looks like, Wolf admits, but he thinks that it could be well worth the effort. The most crucial aspect of science is the skill to ask the right questions and to challenge even what one has learned. Wolf said, we don't need an A+ AI student who can answer every question with general knowledge. We need a B student who sees and questions what everyone else missed. Yeah. These are like different people though. Like we do need the A+ students who can answer every question with general knowledge, but we also need these B students, you know. This is actually, now that I'm thinking about it, like I feel like what he wants isn't necessarily like the AI that other people want. I feel like what he wants is like a different product than what AI, like what the past, like what current like generative AI is. Who's Thom Wolf? I assume it's like someone like that. Like Einstein. But I did hear GPT. There is actually one thing that I think would help on the therapy thing is having more like emotional intelligence. And I think that's what GPT 4.5 kind of actually has, because it has like humor. It does humor pretty well. That's where like all those 4chan like green text things, it came from GPT 4.5 because like it kind of is like gets humor a bit, but it's more so kind of understands like EQ, like emotional intelligence, whatever you want to call it. It kind of like gets that a little more. And I think that is actually kind of an important thing if we do want it to be like a human assistant or like help humans. Okay, that was actually an interesting read. Prompted some good discussion. Prompted some good discussion. Actually want to, and no, there's a video we'll watch, but we'll watch it tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna do gaming streams Tuesday, every Tuesday, Thursday, or yeah, because I do like news, and I'm not that entertaining playing a game, I guess. Unless it's like an online game, but I don't know if I want to do that. So gaming stream is probably gonna be more like, if I do it, it'd be like Thursday or like Friday, which Friday's gonna be optional stream. But I'm also working on like more of a schedule. I do want to do some more planned things, like I do some research and like cover it on stream. But this month is my project. I have 2 projects I want to get off the ground, and then next month is going to be the YouTube sprint. I need to make YouTube videos to grow. And I just hate like editing videos, like really. I hate editing and like recording videos, and so I just need to find a workflow that makes it a lot easier. Okay, this is interesting. So CoreWeave is a cloud, like a data center cloud provider. Microsoft they have a close partnership with Microsoft. But yeah, they're like they have a bunch of GPUs. Like they're one of the big guys with a lot of GPUs. And they want to IPO. Yeah, they have new NVIDIA chips. But they're very relevant now with the AI. Holy shit, bro. $50 an hour these things cost. $50 an hour. I mean, like, the system specs are insane. It's like 61 terabytes local storage, 2 terabytes of RAM. This one even has 182 gigs of VRAM. Plus, there's 4 of them, so that's probably like, you know, like times 4. This is GPU. Okay, this is CPU. They have like crazy. Yeah. Holy shit, bro. It's so expensive, actually, though. Even like the old H100s. L40? That seems... Neural graphics virtualization compute. Twice the real-time ray tracing performance. Can you use this in like... I mean, it's a data center, but you probably need data center connections, but it's like use this to like game on. Does NVIDIA have like the Titan? Is this still a thing? I was like, what is like the most powerful like consumer GPU you could buy that could like play video games still? Wonder how this compares now to like the 5000 series. Let's compare this to like 5090. 2018. Oh, like they're the same price still too. This is okay. It's 28th. Oh yeah, it's way okay. But does this include fucking DLSS? Yeah, hugely better value. I swear there's like a new Titan, but maybe not. Like one that was newer than 2018. Anyways. Okay, let's read this and we'll wrap it up. Corby's initial S1 document for its upcoming IPO is full of surprises. I would normally go and look at the S1, but I'm not super, like, I don't care super much about, like, all the other stuff. I have a TechCrunch summarize it. Backed by NVIDIA, Corby runs an AI-specific cloud service from its network of 32 data centers. That together have more than 250,000 NVIDIA GPUs at the end of 2024. Yeah, this is definitely up there. Like Microsoft, like big tech has around like 450,000, I think, around like end of last year. According to the company, since then, it also added a number of NVIDIA's later products, Blackwell, which supports AI reasoning. But we don't know how many shares Corby plans to sell or at what price. The IPO specialists at Renaissance Capital estimate the company's hopes to raise at least $3.5 billion at a $32 billion valuation, and possibly over $4 billion. Wonder what their like balance sheet looks like then. That's a big, but not crazy, big leap over its last valuation in November when it closed $650 million secondary share sales that valued it at $23 billion, as reported by Reuters. One surprise The filing is that the company's 3 co-founders have already sold off much of their Class A holdings between that 2024 tender offer and one held in 2023. Dang, that... It's probably one of those things where it's like they probably had to do it to keep the company afloat, or like just to like keep like raise money, but they probably didn't want to, or maybe they weren't planning on IPOing. I guess it feels bad like getting rid of a bunch of shares that would probably be eventually worth way more. Whatever happens in this IPO, the co-founders have already cashed out nearly $488 million worth of shares. I mean, I guess they're fucking rich. Who cares? Like, I don't know. Marginally more money. Like, bro, if you're already 100 millionaire, like, what's 100 million? Another 100 million. Like, bro, you could just fuck off and do whatever you want for life. Specifically across both tender offers, I guess they probably have ambitions. Specifically across both tender offers, co-founder, CEO, and chairman Michael Intrater sold about $160 million worth of shares. Yeah, bro, you're worth $160 million. I mean, after taxes, probably coming out with like 100, but still. Co-founder and chief strategy officer Brian Venturo sold about $177 million worth, and co-founder and chief development officer sold $150 million. Despite now owning less than 3% of Class A shares, the trio will retain control of the company through their majority ownership of CoreWeave's Class B shares, which carry 10 votes per share. Together, they currently control about 80% of the votes. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting then that that's probably like, depending on like your motivations and goals, like I think this is actually probably better if you do want to ride it out with the company, because like you could still kind of have control over the vision, because you could just like vote in favor of whatever, like the direction you want to go. Another unusual thing about the company, the backgrounds of these 3 are actually in finance, not tech. They hail from oil industry hedge funds. The fuck? Before CoreWeave, Intrater found and ran natural gas hedge fund working with Venturo. McBee was previously a trader at another hedge fund, the S1 says. That's interesting. So then I don't know, I kind of trust what they're doing up here then a little bit more. To bolster their technical chops, they hired Chen Goldberg from Google Cloud as CoreWeave's Senior Vice President of Engineering. She had been previously leading Google's Kubernetes and serverless team. Interesting, okay. Kubernetes is like a distributed computing platform, so that makes sense. Or not, it's like it's more software. NVIDIA has a stake of more than 6% in CoreWeave. Oh, what the heck? And also a CoreWeave user, a Power Alliance. With a cache of hard-to-get NVIDIA GPUs, CoreWeave has enjoyed eye-popping revenue growth, $1.9 billion in 2024, nearly an 8-fold increase from just $228 million in 2023. It's actually interesting now. That kind of changed my opinion, because they are like specifically focused on like high power compute. Ultimately, their customers are going to be the top echelon of customers, like they're going to be the people who are willing to pay for like the premium to get like these GPUs. That makes it a pretty attractive like investment, I do want a data center play in my portfolio, and all the current ones right now are more so like REITs. Like they're just like, they're treated like real estate. But there's also not that many large public data center companies. There's like Iron Mountain, there's like a few more, but they're kind of like, I kind of put them in like more like I don't know what word, not like mainstream, like like status quo, I guess. They're just more like traditional, I guess. They're not like on the cutting edge. I don't know. I just lump them in like legacy. That's kind of like where I'm looking. That's like there's like legacy kind of like stocks. I don't know. But this is crazy. Now, can they keep this up though? They're probably very dependent on the, I mean, this is likely from AI, but I imagine like GPUs have a lot, like they're just high compute and like they're used in other things more than just AI. I do think though that like AI is just causing the rise of demand like a lot more quickly. I do actually like, it'd be interesting research to see like before AI, like who was like what was the largest use of GPUs in data centers? I feel like it was still like machine learning or something like an data sciencey or a subset of AI. Like yeah, I think like machine learning, like neural networks or some shit, like those still required GPUs and like those were still used before AI, like generative AI. However, as others pointed out, a single customer, Microsoft, accounted for 62% of that revenue. Oh my goodness. Oh, baby. Yeah, okay. And Microsoft has I think they've lowered some of their or they've like canceled some contracts with CoreWeave. And interestingly, CoreWeave named Microsoft both a customer and a competitor, as it did with IBM. Yeah, because you have to list that in the S1. That's interesting. Bro, 62% of revenue, though? Like, that ruins it now. This is their whale. This is their whale customer. And this is not good. Yeah, okay, that changes my mind. Even so, CoreWeave's customers list is enviable and also includes Cohere, Meta, and Mistral. It says these are all like Cohere's big AI, Mistral obviously, Meta. Despite that revenue growth, CoreWeave remains unprofitable. Wait, what? Lofty logging head, bro. I'm like, oh, finally, like a good data center investment. Should have kept reading. Logging hefty losses of $863 million in 2024 alone. And it has painful $7.9 billion in debt. Oh my gosh. Debt to income ratio is insane. Bro, it has so much debt. I don't know. I like these guys coming from the finance world. This is like such like it makes me seem like that they know what they're doing still, but like this is still crazy. Like, what is the interest rate on these debts? Where do they have to start paying? The founders, leveraging their financial expertise, framed that debt as feature, not a burden. Okay, exactly, right? It's like yeah, we just have debt, like, but they call their finances. I mean, every business has debt, you know. It's just a matter of like how much, I guess. Oh, yo, we're following. We're talking about CoreWeave, who is a large GPU. They have data centers, but they mainly provide GPUs, like all of NVIDIA's latest GPUs. And they're trying to go public. They're going to IPO, and so they filed an S1, which kind of they have to reveal a bunch of information about the company, and it's brought out some interesting things. Primarily, that Microsoft accounted for 62% of their revenue, and they 8 times their revenue from 2023 to 2024. They've 8x'd it, but they have $863 million of losses in 2024 alone, and $8 billion in debt on the books, which is a lot for, especially coming back. Like, I wonder in 2023 they had $200 million in revenue, but they had $8 billion in debt. Like, that debt to income is just insane. Like, that is insane. But it's weird because the founders are Yeah, the backgrounds of the three founders are actually in finance, not tech. They hail from oil industry hedge funds. Before CoreWeave, Intrader founded and ran a natural gas hedge fund working with Venturo. McBee was previously a trader at another hedge fund. And so it's interesting, like, where it's like, okay, they have clearly financial backgrounds in like knowledge in that space, but you know, the company's finances are just kind of they're just like, yeah, a little interesting, but yeah, this 62%. And then I was like, oh bro, this is such a good investment. Like, bro, like 8x revenue. And then I like read down, it's like not the best. The fact that they don't make money still. The founders, leveraging their financial expertise, framed that debt as a feature, not a burden. Feature, not a bug. They call their finances sophisticated and even go so far as to say they pioneered GPU infrastructure back-end lending. Their GPU collection is so valuable, they can use it as collateral. And they're not wrong with that though. That's the crazy part. Like, they definitely can use that as collateral. Let's just do some back of the napkin math. They own 250,000 NVIDIA GPUs. Assuming that, like, on the low end, they cost like 30K each. And assuming they get even a bigger deal, like a more bulk deal, I say the average is probably, let's just like 25K. This is where their debt is coming from. But I think what they're now implying is that they are likely getting very low interest rates using their GPU collection as collateral for their debt. That's likely what I think that their like back-end lending shit is. And so like this debt is probably like, it's essentially what billionaires do with their stock. They take, you know, banks loan them a shit ton of money, like billions of dollars, like this is what Elon Musk does, and then they give their stock, like Tesla, he owns a shit ton of Tesla stock, for example, as collateral, and then they'll like, okay, fine, and then they'll give him like billions of dollars at like borderline 0% interest rate. And it seems like that's kind of what maybe they're doing. Servicing that debt comes at a steep cost, and this is what I was like, what's their interest rate? $940 million alone in 2024 alone, contributing to the company's losses. Bro, that's like crazy. They're spending so much to repay the debt. This is why they need IPO. This is why they need to raise some money to probably pay down some debt. Corey said it may use at least some of the money raised in the IPO to reduce its debt burden. Yeah. How hot of an IPO this will be remains to be seen, but people are eager to back any company generating loads of revenue from on AI at the moment, and Corey is definitely doing that. I do think, I feel like with these kind of like tech IPOs, I think even like Reddit, even Nvidia right now, I know they're much more mature, but like or I guess more so just the AI space and investment, you kind of just have, it's gonna be bumpy. It's gonna be bumpy, but you just kind of have to ride it out. And I think this is just like, I'm generalizing like a lot. It's probably not true, but like investors seem just like they want like retail investors, like especially like younger people, they want like higher returns like faster, and they're not like thinking about the long term. And so like they're kind of like their portfolio is bouncing all over because they're making like, you know, trades like monthly. And like realistically, if you just like ride it out for a few years, like it, you know, it all averages out to probably be likely higher, and like you actually get a return. But like the short term pain is very high. Like I don't even want to look at Nvidia stock right now. Yeah, exactly. But like this is short term pain. Bro, this fucking I bought this 2 times leveraged Nvidia stock. I just had like a few dollars. I had a few dollars sitting in just like my brokerage. I think I put like $70 into it. And I bought it at like the peak. Like I probably bought it like here. Yeah, literally $77. Yeah. And it's 2 times levered, so you know it's essentially double whatever Nvidia does. And now we're down here. So I actually might throw in a few bucks and get some while we're this low, if I'm being honest. And then I could sell it at the top and then I'll make the money back. But yeah, the stock market is crazy right now. I feel like if you just ride out the bumps, it'll just be fine. These next 4 years are going to be very bumpy. But if you're investing like 10 year, if you're investing long-term time span, it should mean nothing. Fuck me, bro. Why is Nvidia down 5% today though? Dollar cost average, hold your shit, easy. I was reading an article saying how dollar cost averaging is almost in line with just randomness. Where like realistically, like you only marginally make it's like less than 1%. But I still think it's the best strategy for most people because like I'm not a fucking hedge fund. I'm not gonna beat the market. Oh yeah, look at this. Yeah, it's like yeah, this is interesting. It was this here. I'll link in Discord with the gift link. But yeah, it's an interesting read. Essentially, yeah. It's marginal, I guess. Yeah, 0.4%. Dollar cost averaging outperforms a fixed share strategy by about 0.4% on an annualized basis. Average over all market conditions over 20-year horizon, we find dollar cost averaging delivers 6.9.3% annualized returns, while fixed share strategy delivers 6.45%. I treat stock market as a volatile savings account that pretty much always pays you long term. Yeah, I know exactly. That's a good way to look at it too, because it's like if you look day to day, it's sad. It's like, you know, it's hard. Assuming that it's not the best. Unless it's ARK, yeah. ARK is definitely long term because they're playing the emerging technology game and they take a while to mature. But like short term, like yeah, the pains are high. But bro, this past week in the market though, with like whatever the fuck Trump is doing has been crazy. In this, and I do think that like some of it is from the AI bubble. Ooh, the treasury yield dropped. Oh wait, I mean, wait, it looks like it's going up. Haven't even looked, feeling great. I haven't looked in the past week or so either because I know it's bad, and it's just like if I just like don't look for a week and then I just like look one day when it's good, it's just like internally. Actually, the way I have it set up though is like I see when I go to look at my portfolio, I see every stock's like total, like my total return, and so it's like it's not good just seeing that number like slowly being chipped down. Shit. Like, alright, let me look at one more. Like, this stock has been like, whoa, what, bro? What is happening with Rocket Labs, bro? I bought them like here. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. It's like I know I have confidence in the long run that this company will be like, you know, fine. What the fuck is happening with Rocket Lab? Some short sellers actually bought. I know that they went down a lot in the like last week because some short sellers bought them, saying that their rocket that was supposed to be launched this summer is actually going to be delayed till next year. And fuck, It also doubled its launch contract. It's like all the news is good. Yeah, feet crash and burn. Yeah. In Florida Press, the maker of small rocket satellite parts, and space tugs announced, and it's crazy because Rocket Lab is a full service provider. So like, if you want to, you could go to them and they'll design your satellite, manufacture it, launch it, and then maintain it and keep in like, you know, in space. It's like they'll do everything, and there's not many people like that. You have like a powerful sales and earnings growth for Q4 and the whole year as a whole. The purchase of a drone barge satellite used for remote controlled landings of its Neutron. This Neutron rocket is the one that the short sellers said is going to be delayed. The development of a new satellite designed for mass manufacturing and easy packing inside. Another multi-mission contract. A flatter satellite. I didn't really get what this meant. Rocket Lab announced its second multi-launch deal with Japanese Earth Imaging Satellite Institute. Its first satellite... Bro, they didn't answer why it's doing bad. Dang, that sucks. Alright, I'll have to do this. Shit. Good news here. Oh, space stocks. It's all space stocks? Who else? I need to see another stock price low that I don't own to make me feel better. Okay, at least you feel a little better. Bro, what the fuck? Bro, what the fuck are these headline articles? Because buying Rocket Lab US stock today set you up for life? This is why, like, the Motley Fool is insane. This Motley Fool they make like $100 million a year too doing this shit. Like they're huge. It's crazy. Okay. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I was gonna wrap up. This is interesting. I mean, I'll take it. Treasury yields are probably my biggest investment. Okay. That's all I got planned for today's stream. We'll be back tomorrow. We're just gonna do news tomorrow, no gaming. Might do gaming Thursday or Friday. But news tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific. Usual. Thank everyone for tuning in. Had a good stream. I'm always like super tired and like not motivated like before I stream, but then like, and when I get into it, I'm reading, like I'm just like finding something like it's just interesting, like it just pumps me up, and I always like enjoy it more after than I do like before. I don't know, it's like weird, and you think that like my body would like, I'd recognize that I always end up enjoying it, and I'd feel more excited, but like I don't know. Sometimes it's like I just have to turn on stream to get, I don't know, get the juices flowing. But all right, yeah, thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific. Peace. That performance high, maybe? Yeah, it's like runner's high. I always end up sweating too. That's when I know it's like, bro, I'm getting a little warm. Juices are flowing. See ya. Also another rebrand coming soon. I know I can't make up my mind, but